Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're back here today with another challenge video. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, so let's get on with the crafts. Let's go! Here we go with DIY number 1. Let's get started with this. Now this is a fall challenge, and our challenge was to make stuff for fall using pumpkins and leaves. So we're going to make some pumpkins because guess who went on a pumpkin spree not too long ago? Me, on a Sunday afternoon. So what I am doing here is this is a piece of material that my husband had left over from a project that he was working on for me. And so what I'm doing is I am taking this material and I'm going to roll it up just like you saw me do there, and then I'm going to wrap it around, and then I'm going to put some more glue on there and make this a little circle because we're going to make us a pumpkin. And I wanted to show you that you can make it out of just about anything. You could make these for you don't have to have a particular color piece of material. And so here I am. I'm going to look for more stuff for this pumpkin. So this is a piece of his scraps that he was using for one of the projects I have him working on. And we're going to cover it with some of this fiber fill or polyfill, polywrap, whatever he calls that stuff. I don't know. He has all the technical names. So I thought I was going to cover it with these pieces that I had left over from my wreath, but nope, wasn't what I wanted to do. Wasn't looking like I wanted it to look. So I had this napkin left over. So I am going to take this. Now this was a single napkin and some vintage lace and doilies and stuff that I got, and I am just going to pull this up around the top and gather it up and put a little tie on it that I'm going to make out of this material that I've torn up into pieces over here, and we're just going to tie this up. So you could literally make this out of an old napkin that has a stain on it because it won't matter. It's just going to add to the character of your pumpkin. And look at that napkin. Isn't it absolutely adorable? So I'm going to make sure that I've got all my napkin pieces pulled up, and then I'm going to lay them, fluff them up tight, and then I'm going to lay them out so that I can start embellishing it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and drop some glue down on the inside of this. I'm going to stick my Lincoln log that I trimmed up and put it on to this, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue to it so that I can make that piece stand up in the back. Then I'm going to add some fall flowers to this, fall leaves, and make me a real pretty bow. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm looking for all the stuff right now. You guys, these turned out absolutely adorable. I had so much fun crafting these. I can't wait for fall to get here because it's so hot here in Florida. And fall is always a pleasant time of the year for us because it cools down. It doesn't get hot. It doesn't get cold. It just cools down for us. But then I'm going to make me a messy bow, and I'm going to speed this up a little bit so y'all can see my process and how I do this. A lot of times I cut this stuff out because I figured, well, y'all know how to glue and y'all know how to add things to it, but I'm just showing you my thought process and how I'm adding each little piece in here and how I just do it. And put me some bling bling on there, and we'll see this one at the final reveal. Most of all, you got to add those little pickberries because if you don't, it won't look like a pumpkin. So we'll see the rest of this at the final reveal now. Now this is a fall challenge, and it's called Falling in Love with DIYs. It's hosted by my good friend Kate, and it's co-hosted by Live, Laugh, and Love with Jen. Go check out these ladies' channels because they're doing some awesome crafts, and you sure don't want to miss it. Their links are in the description box below, along with the link to a playlist of all the other crafters that are participating in it this month. So I hope you go check them out. Tell them I sent you and give them some love, and we'll get on with the rest of the video now. Alright, here we go with DIY number 2. Now for this next one, I'm using 2 wooden bowls. Now you don't have to use wooden bowls You can use plastic bowls. You could use any kind of bowls. I just so happen to have these wooden bowls, and I was like, oh man, I can make a pumpkin out of those. I had a set of them that I wasn't using, and yeah, don't go in your cabinets and get stuff and make stuff out of it unless your mom gives you permission, or you give yourself permission to use them old bowls you never use. Trust me, as a kid, I did things like that, and oh my gosh, did I end up in trouble. I used to go play on my mama's sewing machine when she wasn't looking, and I cut up my bed sheets and made me something. And yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a good idea. Better ask for permission. So anyway, I'm going to glue those two wooden bowls together. Then I'm going to take some of these drop cloth pieces that I use for a wreath that I made in one of my other videos, and I'm going to add the video here so you know which one to go to. All right, here is the picture of the video that I did with the wreath, and I used the drop cloth to make it. Go check it out because it was an awesome craft, and it is on sale in my booth here in the town I live in Jacksonville, Florida. And we are just going to kind of speed this up and glue these on here. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to wrap this with those pieces of drop cloth. Now, how long those are depends on how big your bowls are. So I'm not going to give you a specific number of inches because your bowls may vary. And if you have pieces that don't go all the way around, that's okay because you can take and change them. Now, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to add our stem. Now, this is a iron piece that I got from, trying to think of where I got it from. I got it from the Avonlea Antique Mall. Somebody had a bunch of them, and they were selling them for $1 a piece. Now, you notice my peduncle or stem is not wanting to stay down in there. So we're going to have to do a few, or stay on there. So we're going to have to do a few things to kind of help it out. We're going to make us some leaves out of the drop cloth. We're going to go all the way around this, and we're going to glue them in place. Now, if your stem is just a wooden piece, which you can use those, you can use anything to make your stems. I just chose to use these because it looks more high-end. So I'm going to make sure that I drop a lot of glue all the way around this piece as I'm adding all my base pieces on. And the reason why I say base pieces is because I need to make sure that this thing is going to stay on there. Now, if you take that heat gun and you use it, you can make your leaves form around your pumpkin and not be so wrinkled up from where you stored them. So I'm going in and adding leaves all the way around this. Sped this up so that y'all could see the process and not have to sit here forever to watch this, because basically all it is a bunch of gluing things in place, and something that is going to help hold that peduncle in place is by doing all of this stuff. And if you noticed, I put that little stem in there. That was so it's for looks, but it's also so that if that peduncle tries to lean to one way or the other, it's not going to lean because it's got that to keep it from doing that. And of course, we've got to add our pickberries in. We're going to add some lace on here in just a few minutes. Oh, this lace is so gorgeous. Thank you, Miss Vicky, for selling me this lace. I picked this up from her. She is a vendor at another mall, and this lace is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm just gluing it down in place, and I'm taking those little, that looks like little donuts, and putting the glue in them and putting it down in there. Now, you can take and add long pieces to it. Just make sure you fold them over so that they're not longer than your peduncle. We're going to add a bow to it, add some bling, and we will see this one at the final reveal. Now, here we go with DIY number 3. Here we go. We're going to take this lace doily. I got this stuffing from my husband's stuff, and I got this for the project he's working on for me, and I got this foam, and I'm trying to gather up some pieces here to use. Don't put the hot glue there. It didn't work. Trust me, it didn't work. It's just going to come apart because that foam is going to push it out. So what I end up doing is I'm going to fold it the same way I'm folding it, but I found that, yep, see, I told you. Learn from my mistakes and don't do them. So let me see. I am looking for my twine. Where is that twine? So I'm going to get some of this cheap Dollar Tree twine that comes from the Dollar Tree in the automotive section. And I am just going to tie these little pieces all the way around. This is going to do more than one thing for you. This is going to not only bind your pieces up so you can make a pumpkin, but it's going to also take and make the little ribs in the pumpkin. And just go ahead and move your lace out of your way so you can do this and get all these pieces tied up here. And then you're just going to keep crisscrossing across that and tying them until you get all the little ribs in there like you want them. How many ribs you are going to tie that with depends on how many it's going to take to keep your little foam piece all wound up tight for you. So basically what you're making is a little ball. Then you're going to take your lace doily. Now this one is lacy and you can see through it, so it does help with those little pieces of twine in there to make it look more like a pumpkin. We're going to tie this up, add a peduncle, and do the little flowers and embellishments. And we've seen enough of gluing, so we're going to just skip to the final reveal on this one. Now, at this time, we'd like to thank our subscribers. We love you bunches. We appreciate everything you do for this channel. All the liking, the sharing, and the big thumbs up, and having conversations with us through the comments. We really enjoy all of that, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wouldn't be a channel if it wasn't for y'all watching. And so we just want to give you a big thanks. Here we go with the final reveal and all the embellishments. Beth and I opened up the Chic Shack over at the Avonlea Mall. Go check us out because we've got some awesome stuff over there. And also, if you ever want to know what's going on with our channel, go check out our channel lineup on our community tab page. It'll tell you everything that's going on for that week as far as videos and stuff like that goes. So go check out our page. We'd love to have you join our channel and join our family. And if you like our videos, then share them because we really appreciate it.
Awesome. So you guys, if you like this content, subscribe. Hit that notification bell and give us that big thumbs up because it really helps our channel out. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. We'll see you later. Bye.